They don't approach you because women have made it so fucking difficult for guys.
Women in 2026 are walking away from the feminist movement because of how contradictory it has become.
Feminism is a strategy designed to use men's protector instinct against them.
Miserable women are feminist.
For years, the message was loud: change the rules, shift the power, rewrite the dynamics. And in many ways, that happened. But in 2026, something unexpected followed. Because instead of adapting, a growing number of men just checked out. What happens when one side wins the game, but the other side stops playing entirely? Stay with us till the end, because what's happening right now isn't obvious, and most people are completely misreading it.
So a woman's kryptonite is shame. That is their kryptonite. If you look at feminism, the foundation of feminism in of itself was to destroy the institution of shame. Shame has been the main kryptonite for female since the beginning of human society. If you're a slut, shame. You cheat on your husband, shame. You don't have a child, shame. You don't have a family, shame. You divorce your husband, shame. And that's what's kept women in line. Obviously, the shame might have come from different institutions. Maybe it was religion. Maybe it was the family. Maybe it was a society. Maybe it was friends. But the shame has been the shackles of female. It kept female in bay. But feminism has done everything in its power to destroy shame in every regard, right? Whether it's shame of wanting to make money, or it's shame of wanting to pursue an education, or not having a family, or, holding out on having a family till later, or destroying the shame that's associated with older women that are single. That's what it's been. So when women don't hold each other accountable, etc., the reason why they don't do it is because to hold a woman accountable means you have to shame her. And that's every woman's kryptonite.
And you have to risk shame yourself.
Precisely.
At first, it looked like progress. More independence, more control, more choice. The old dynamics were challenged, and a new system started taking shape. On paper, it looked like a win.
Feminism is a strategy designed to use men's protector instinct against them. Feminists know how good-natured men are. They pretend that men are these evil oppressors, especially white men in particular. However, they have to know how good-natured men are. Feminists use playing the victim, nagging, guilting, shaming, and complaining to men, to white men in particular, to give them what they want. Back then, it's hard to believe or even imagine a world like this, but America was 90% white. Isn't that crazy? The country was mostly white men. White men did the majority of the infrastructure jobs, but they did hold the majority of the power back. And by women, and feminists in particular, guilting white men, this gave women the majority of voting power without the responsibility of going to war. Feminism gave women easy access to credit cards while their husbands or society pays off their debt.
But real life doesn't run on slogans, it runs on participation. And slowly, quietly, participation started dropping. Fewer men approaching, fewer men investing, fewer men even trying.
How can cis men like myself best learn from and engage with feminist spaces in a respectful way? I think it's really important to note that feminism is not a women's thing. Feminism is not just for women. Feminism is literally just the belief in the equality of the sexes. It's not putting women above men. So you can be a dude and be a feminist. In fact, I would encourage that. I actually wish that there were more men who kind of stood up for stuff, especially in the comedy world. I feel like I've kind of been through some shitty scenarios where I've been treated really questionably by club owners or bookers or kind of powerful men in the industry in front of other male comedians. And they don't say anything because they don't want to get reprimanded by this big, powerful guy. And that kind of sucks, because I'm still a person. I don't want to, why do I have to get a kiss on the cheek when he gets a handshake and when he gets off stage? Why do I have to get a drink with you after the show when he gets to go home and just get paid? So I think when you're in not only in a feminist space, but when you're just in the world, if you see that kind of misogyny happen, or mistreatment of really anyone for that matter, I think that's the time to step in. It's not about like engaging in a feminist space because like you want to be there and you want to like creep in. It's about like doing it when it happens, if that makes sense.
And here's where it gets interesting. It wasn't loud resistance. No protests, no backlash waves. Just silence. The kind of silence that's easy to ignore at first, until it becomes impossible to miss.
Hello, my name is Joy, and I woke up choosing violence this morning because I would like to debunk and explain why feminism is a crock of shit. I can already see the comments of me getting called a pick-me girl for this, so let's just get into it. Number 1, hookup culture getting disguised as empowerment. The sexual liberation of random hookup culture completely goes against female biology because of how we emotionally bond through oxytocin. Hooking up with random people is not empowerment. It's disgusting. And the fact that feminism tells women that they will be liberated after that is an absolute lie. You're not going to feel liberated. You're going to feel like a slut. And that just leads to the spiral culture of I need more, I need to feel sexy, I don't feel wanted or desired, so I'm going to go get it because I can, because I'm a boss-ass bitch. It's a lie. It's a complete, utter lie. Number 2, putting career over having a family. The narrative that traditional roles are oppressive. Like, show me where they're oppressive. Other than maybe the Amish and the people in Utah. What are they called again? Mormons, that's what it is. You can climb the corporate ladder all you want. But true long-term satisfaction in your life comes from strong relationships where people actually care and love you for who you are, having a sense of community, and raising a family. This pressure that women have to have it all and be that boss woman in the corporate world, it leaves them burned out. Okay, those are the chicks that are walking around 45 that are fat and overweight with their hormones out of whack that look like they are just stressed beyond belief because they've been chasing a lie someone told them would make them feel fulfilled, and it just doesn't. Number 3, feminism frames men as opponents, not partners. There are 100% bad dudes out there. I mean, like really bad dudes that exert their power and force to get what they want. They're tyrannous. Yes, absolutely. Those guys do exist. But attacking men in general, telling them that their masculinity is inherently toxic, is the most messed up thing on the planet. Men and women are different. Our bodies are different. Our hormones are different. Our brains are different. We are just different. We can be equal, but we can acknowledge our differences and understand that the yin and yang between the sexes is not the problem. It's a good thing. Lord knows we do not need more feminine men. We need more true, strong, masculine, healthy men in society. We could fix a lot of things if that happened. And that ideology that we're in competition with men and not that we complement each other will make your relationships suffer. Feminist women that try to get in relationships with men and have that ideology programmed in their mind carry it into that relationship, and it screws things up. And number 4, last but not least, the promise of total independence. Telling women that they need total independence to feel happiness is just going to lead to pure isolation. And listen, I'm a strong, independent woman, okay? I love just being able to do things on my own and figure it out and problem solve and all those things. But I still ask for help. A lot. Because I need it and I acknowledge it. And I go to my community and I go to other people and males in my life that I'm like, hey, can you help me with this? That does not make me weak. That does not make me less because I ask for help, because I understand that I need it. What's being marketed as freedom to women is just complete disconnection. And I think it's honestly really heartbreaking that so many women are falling for this narrative as if this is the answer that they need or that's going to make them happy. You can be a strong, independent woman without falling for this narrative feministic bullshit. And if you've been really hurt by a guy before, honey, I get it. I understand how this is so attractive, this ideology that this is going to be what frees you and you don't need a guy because screw him. I get it. Trust me. But just because you dated a jerk does not mean you need to go on the rest of your life living through an ideology that will inherently hurt you in the long term. There are good men out there. I promise you. That's all I got to say about that. I was kind of feeling feisty this morning, so yeah.
A lot of men didn't try to fight the new rules, they just stopped playing under them. When effort feels unclear and outcomes feel uncertain, people don't argue, they withdraw.
I'm going to address the fact that he says that women are like children in a minute, but I wanted to start by saying that because it reminded me of this. Isn't it interesting that everything that the patriarchy says and everything that guys like this say that women are is actually what men are? Let's start with the basics. Okay. Women are bad drivers. Actually, men are worse drivers. So bad that their insurance rates are higher. They cause more accidents, they get more traffic tickets, and they have more DUIs. Women talk too much. Actually, men talk more. Multiple studies across different contexts like school and work have concluded that it is in fact true that men talk more and perceive that they have talked less. We all know that men are known to interrupt women, talk over women, and silence them and take their ideas. Women are so emotional. Women are not the ones that are taking a pew-pew and ventilating a grocery store and its shoppers. We are also not the ones declaring war because we are incapable of working something out with another world leader. Next, women are mooches. If you think that you are entitled to somebody in your house cleaning up, taking care of the home, taking care of the children while you do whatever you're doing, you're the mooch. Now let's address this guy's comment. First, actually, neurologists are uncovering that women are natural-born leaders. They looked at their brain scans, they looked at their behaviors. We are better leaders. So anyways, let's indulge what you're saying for a minute. If men are out there leading, what are women doing? Are they in the home? Are they cleaning up after you? Are they taking care of your dishes and your clothing? If so, you're the child, because that's what a mommy does. And if you're incapable of doing those things for yourself and you think it's too hard, you are a child.
Now the dynamic feels off. Not because one side lost, but because the interaction itself is fading. You can't negotiate, connect, or build anything when one side is barely present.
Some women are like, yo, what happened to men? Like, none of them approach us anymore. Like, and I'm not gonna go approach a man. Like, this, what the fuck happened? Like, how are we supposed to date? They don't approach you because women have made it so fucking difficult for guys. Where if a guy even says, wow, you're so beautiful, you look very beautiful today, they'll literally look at him and be like, ew. Who the fuck wants to deal with this? Who? No one. That's why nobody's fucking approaching your ass. Okay? No one. Like, I've seen it. I fucking seen it. With women just being like, ew. And it's like, yo, you could literally be like, you know what? No, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm flattered. And if they don't leave you alone, just keep it walking. Keep it moving. Keep it fucking moving. You don't gotta be a fucking bitch. You really don't. And that's why guys don't approach women anymore. That's literally why.
What's confusing many people is that this doesn't look like failure. The men stepping back don't seem bitter or angry. They seem fine, focused, even content.
I was just walking around in downtown Chicago and a group of men drove past me and yelled stuck up bitch at me. Since the election, I wanted to point out that the way that men catcall me and other women that I know has felt a lot more aggressive and bold, to the point where I'm scared that at some point they're going to pull over and try to pull me into the car. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this or has stories about it, but I feel like it's dangerous because before it used to be, oh, where are you going? You're so pretty. And now it's like, you're a bitch, I'm out to get you. And it's really terrifying.
No, I don't give you that. Because you get married for not love. You get married for very practical reasons, spiritual reasons, Christian reasons. See, back in the day we used to do this, a lot of this Hallmark love stuff, your feelings and all this other stuff did not matter. You got married because children, legacy, things, and you fell in love with your spouse. Today, the church has become far too worldly, and this is what's in the church. Why do you think so many men are not in church? Because they're tired of hearing Christian women talk like this. You have Christian women speaking in contravenence to Christianity. That is why men are leaving the church. That is why pastors are actually telling their female flock, do not speak this way, do not say these things, but yet Black Christian women are some of the most stubborn, hard-headed people on the planet, because at the end of the day, it's God is the person you're going up to. But at the end of the day, nothing in God's word is what you women are talking about.
And that changes everything. Because when someone is at peace outside the system, they are harder to pull back into it. They are not reacting, they are disengaging.
When I say I'm a feminist, I mean that men and women should have equal rights as human beings. Do I mean that they are both equal? They're absolutely not. Women are far more superior than men. Because what do you mean we were brainwashed to believe we are inferior to men, when literally the reason every single person on this planet exists because a woman created that person. You can never convince me that God is not a woman when literally the existence of everything around us is by a woman. Period.
Women in 2026 are walking away from the feminist movement because of how contradictory it has become. It's clear that modern feminists seem to hate men, but they also love masculinity. They'll tell you men are toxic, but then they'll turn around and praise women for acting like the worst types of men. If you're loud and aggressive and like selfish, if you sleep around and you're emotionally detached from people, that's bad if you are a man. But if you're a woman, like that's empowering. That's like slay queen. If those traits are really bad in men, why are we encouraging women to adopt them? And on the flip side, what happens to women who are more feminine? The ones who are more nurturing and soft and devoted to their children and their family, like the way women have been since the dawn of time. Those women, they're weak. They are brainwashed. They are oppressed. They are just victims of the patriarchy. Why? Because they don't act like men. Being harsh and reckless and self-centered is bad unless a woman does it. And being gentle and loving and family-oriented is good only when a man does it. But when a woman does it, it's bad. That's not empowerment. That's not leading women to be happier. Real empowerment would be valuing women for what we naturally bring to the table. Not telling us that the only way to be respected and empowered is to mimic the very traits we claim to hate in men. It's just starting to feel less like feminism and less like about femininity and about women and more just like a rebrand of masculinity.
Meanwhile, expectations haven't really adjusted. The same standards, the same assumptions, the same idea that things will eventually balance out. But without participation, balance doesn't happen.
I have a thought, followed by a question. Do you realize that miserable women are feminists? Feminists hate men. They also hate women who do not hate men. Why is that? Okay, love you, bye.
Did you also know that if you factor in prison rape, men are actually a higher share of rape victims than women are?
Such a different. That's not like they're not in a regular
I'm just
society.
saying, look,
There's a reason that
the
they're in
world
there.
is not fair and bad things happen. What I'm looking for is actual evidence that women are somehow uniquely oppressed as a group by men.
I feel like the only reason I have
and
my
if you
opinions-
start your statement with "I feel like," that's by definition
The
not
only
going to be
reason-
factual.
it's not-
That's going to be just opinions.
The only reason I have my opinion about the way women are being treated is because how I've been treated and how I've seen my friends be treated. I don't know
Okay, but
about
that's
the
an
rest of society.
anecdote. That's not proof that society has a problem.
Okay, but the thing is, if all of these women are coming together to say, hey, I've personally dealt with these issues with men, I've gotten SA'd by men, I've had this happen, I've been uncomfortable, like all of these things, if there's tons of women coming together, then that kind of, there's a message there.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, then what if a bunch of Trump supporters come together on January 6th and say, we really feel like this election wasn't fair? I mean, it has to be proof that it's true because a whole bunch of people came together.
If black people stormed the Capitol, they would have all been killed.
Yes.
They would have all been killed. I guarantee.
Okay,
is that why nobody from BLM riots died?
That is once again you making a totally insane, completely baseless assertion that you pulled out of thin air. Please, listen, I'm going to try to be nice, but I need you to focus and not just say like wildly crazy, totally baseless shit. I need you to try to live in reality and like come back to something that's true first.
This creates a strange tension. More independence on one side, more detachment on the other. And instead of meeting in the middle, both sides drift further apart.
Are women better than men?
Yes.
How is that not sexist?
Women are better than men in many ways, scientifically speaking.
I don't care. Scientifically speaking?
Scientifically speaking, men's frontal lobe is less developed than a woman's.
This makes women better?
Yeah.
So moral worth is determined by one's intelligence? So why don't you just unalive people who have like really low IQ?
About?
This
that doesn't.
allegedly...
So now it's getting into, oh, you want to unalive men, you want to do this, you want to do that. Okay, sure.
You did have to pause when I asked you.
Oh, now we're talking about pauses. Okay, let's talk about the numerous
couldn't-
times you've needed to pause and think.
If you ask me, hey, Brian, if you could, would you like unalive an entire
I wonder
gender?
why I needed
No.
to think.
Instant
I mean,
no.
okay, so I
Instant
wonder
no.
why I needed to think.
Instant-
Oh, God forbid
That's
a woman
crazy.
thinks. Oh my God,
Holy
God forbid a
shit.
woman thinks.
No, it's not about the fact that it should be. And I would tell this to anybody. If a man was sitting across from me,
I could
Hold
care
on,
less
stop
what you would tell a
interrupting.
man.
Stop
Says the
interrupting.
CEO of
I'm the
interrupting.
host. I'm
Says
the
the
host.
CEO of interrupting.
You're not the
Okay,
host.
stop.
Get over yourself.
Says the
Stop.
CEOs of interrupting.
Let me get
Says
through
the
this.
CEOs
Can
of
you stop
interrupting.
interrupting,
The
please?
CEOs.
Can you stop, please? Okay.
The real issue isn't who's right or wrong, it's that the feedback loop broke. Effort used to meet response. Now, effort often meets silence, and silence changes behavior quickly.
A lot of men are now leaving it up to women to ask for their phone number, pursue them, holler at them. And we talking about men over 40, right? And it's crazy to me because literally a generation before them, those men were the hunters and, you know what I'm saying, pursuing women. And I'm confused because I don't know what the hell happened. Is it the Me Too movement that fucked this shit up? Or is it the feminist movement, which none I am a part of, okay? I didn't ask for this shit. I'm trying to figure out who dropped the fucking ball, because now we got a whole bunch of men walking around here like they want to be the fucking women and we the fucking men. And it's tiring as fuck, honestly. You meet somebody and they really expect you to like hit them up. They don't do shit no more. And it's really sad that we have these type of men now. But I don't know if it's our fault, not me personally, but women's fault as a whole, because we kind of made these motherfuckers like this. You know what I'm saying? Like scared to approach us, scared to say shit, scared to like even be intimate with you. Men are naturally meant to be the hunters, and women are the gatherers. Like women don't even have a mental capacity to chase men like how a man is supposed to with a woman. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even in our nature to do it. But it's like we're being pushed into that. And it's not a natural thing. I'm ready for this shit to end. So I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm asking hard questions here. Like, what the fuck happened to these men out here? We need to go back to how it was. Because I don't know how many of y'all sisters is built for this shit. But honestly, I'm fucking not. Okay? We need to put out a fucking PSA. We need to get on a bullhorn and be like, wait a minute. We want to go back to how it was 10 years ago. A bitch is tired. Okay, get on your shit. Send an email, nigga, because we need this to be a national campaign against whatever the fuck happened. We need to go back to how it was, because I ain't built for the shit. Let me know if you are.
And once that shift happens at scale, it's hard to reverse. Because people adapt to what gives them stability, and right now, a lot of individuals are finding that stability outside of dating altogether.
I don't think men realize the level of vitriol that women experience on a daily basis. I was at Trader Joe's wearing this shirt with a jacket over it, so you could kindly only see like this center section here. And a guy's like looking at me kind of weird at the checkout line, older guy, probably in his 60s. And he finally speaks to me. He goes, "Is that a Van Halen shirt?" And I kind of opened up my jacket to show him. I'm like, "No, it's a Wonder Woman sweatshirt." I go, "Also very good." As in, you know, like Van Halen and Wonder Woman are equally awesome. He looks at me and he's like, "Not really." I was like, wow. Interesting pass at the world there, sir. You literally went out of your way to just be mean to a total stranger for no reason. You were wrong about the shirt. It's fine. It's understandable. You couldn't really see the whole thing. You could have just said, "Oh, cool. Nice shirt. Love Wonder Woman." You didn't have to say anything. You could have just said, "Oh, yeah," and moved on. But no, he went out of his way to be condescending and a fucking prick. To be a feminist is not enough anymore. I'm considering becoming an active like misandrist. I've been accused of it a few times. I think I'm going to start leaning into it. That's pretty much what you guys deserve.
At the end of the day, this isn't a loud collapse, it's a quiet drift. And the scariest part about a quiet shift is that by the time everyone notices, it's already happened.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.